Okay, this is the intro for the podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the official Whatever Happened to Robot Jones podcast.
Wow.
I am your host, Struffally, aka
Okay,
Sam.
I didn't know I was supposed to make up a fake name, but I'm Blake.
I'm running from the IRS. And I believe, is this the first one of the new year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby. Welcome to
11 days into 2022.
Welcome to 2020 part 3. God, it's fucking epic, isn't it?
It really is. I apologize if you hear my dogs in the background.
Yeah, we got some special guests. Yeah, so we're basically just gonna bullshit, talk about what we're looking forward to this year. And I mean, most of the episode is probably just gonna be like nothing good, but
yeah, nothing. There's no movies coming out this year.
Because I was looking at the list and I'm like, okay, well, we got sequel, reboot, sequel,
adaptation,
reboot, adaptation, which is nothing new, right?
Yeah. On the list of ones that I wrote down for what I'm looking forward to, I think there's 2 of them are original movies.
Yeah. But before we get on all that, a lot has happened in the
everyone's
past
dead
weekend. So, well, first of all, everyone's dead. Yeah.
Every celebrity's dead.
In the same week, we have lost Betty White, Peter Bogdanovich, Sidney Poitier, and Bob Saget. Like, I can't even wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Bob Saget was the most unpredictable of all those.
Yeah, like what the fuck? He was 65.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I still haven't seen anything if they figured out like why he died yet, but I'm sure it'll come out eventually.
Yeah. It's really, really sad. I have loved him and pretty much ever since like I saw that video of him performing at Dangerfields in like the 80s. I've loved him, and obviously everyone grew up watching Full House, and I also loved him on Entourage. He had a great recurring cameo role where he just played a complete asshole. And his stand-up specials are great too. What's that one that I saw? I think it was like mid 2000s, but he really like it's amazing how he managed to go from playing wholesome TV dad to like this great dirty comic and still manage to keep the two worlds separate.
Yeah.
He was fucking great. I was still barely over losing Norm Macdonald, and now Sag. What the fuck? And Betty White was just like a week or two shy of 100.
Yeah, I think her birthday's like next week or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that obviously that one is sad, but she lived quite a life.
Yeah,
you know.
Well,
like,
it was always every time a celebrity died, it would be like, oh, well, Betty White outlived another one.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
It was finally her turn.
I can't tell you how many times I would see her name trend on Twitter. It'd be like every 3 weeks. I would just see Betty White. I'm like, oh, great, today's the day. And eventually it was the day.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, Peter Bogdanovich dying. I loved all his work, and Sidney Poitier. I mean, I know he was up there, but I mean, In the Heat of the Night is like one of my favorite movies. He did a lot for Black cinema too. It was really sad to lose him, but yeah. So basically, everyone is dying, and I guess we just got to accept it.
Yep. Everyone's dead.
Pretty epic. Pretty epic. Moving on. Really upset that, well, I guess this would kind of bleed into the most anticipated, so I'll hold off on this. But did you see that they announced the new Final Destination?
I did not. I didn't realize they were making another one.
Yeah, and I think
I
it's
feel like
coming.
I heard something about it.
I think it's coming right to HBO Max. Let me see.
Okay.
It's going to be by John Watts, who did No Way Home, and
That's weird.
It's going to HBO Max. Yeah,
That's a
Oh, well-
strange leap from No Way Home to
Oh wait, at first I thought it said director, but now it says producer. Okay, so he's going to be a producer. Interesting though.
Well,
I always
if you go on IMDb, it has him as the director.
Oh, so what is he, just like every role?
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like Norbit.
Oh my god. Yeah, Final Destination is a series that it's much like Saw. You know, I tend to enjoy them all because I like the concept at its core. That like even if it sucks, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't feel like I wasted too much time watching.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get some funny or cool like kill sequences no matter what. So it's like the rest of the story really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cool because that was like a shadow drop. I had no idea that was even in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch that Harry Potter reunion?
No, I heard it was good though, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, I liked it. It's one of those things though where with a lot of reunion shows, this one was kind of the worst about it. A lot of them will share heartfelt moments and discuss what it was like behind the scenes and the impact the cast and creators had on their lives. But in the Harry Potter one, it kind of just seemed like they would go from person to person and just be like, and it was a tremendous experience, and like they would just like repeat the same word vomit. I mean, the production value on it was cool, and it was nice to see some behind the scenes shit, but they didn't really go into as much as I thought they were gonna. But I mean, obviously, like if you're a fan of the movies, it was great to realize that you're basically a decrepit piece of shit because the series is now 20
I mean, I didn't
old.
need the reunion to tell me that.
Yeah.
I already knew that.
Yeah, if you didn't need the your spine just crumbling to tell you. But yeah, no, it was fun. I think the production value on it was insane, and it was cool seeing everyone back. So you know, if you want to return to Hogwarts to get some sloppy toppy, this special is your only chance. Yeah, so we also got a trailer for the Bob's Burgers movie, which I don't know if you watched the show, but I love the show.
I watch it like here and there. I haven't like sat down and watched it all the way through, but I've seen like most of it.
Yeah, it's something that again, it was another project that got announced a while ago, and then they were just radio silent, and now they're like, oh yeah, Memorial Day, it's coming out. And I really appreciate that marketing approach more. It's like, go work on the thing, then tell me it's gonna come out in a few months. You know, do not tell me it's coming out. Like, don't give me a date 2 years in advance and then trickle the shit. Like, just give me the trailer and then say it's coming out.
Yeah, well, I like it because it's like, okay, sometimes you see a really cool movie being announced and it's like, oh, okay, it's coming out in 2028. All right, like, why did you even tell me about it then?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Let's see. Did you watch that Bel Air trailer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have thoughts.
Let's hear. You go first.
Yeah, it's, well, obviously the biggest one is why the fuck. The only thing I will say positively about it is, as much as it seems like a locker room melodrama, I at least appreciate that they're attempting to stray away from the comedic heart of the original, and they're trying to do something darker, albeit edgelord as fuck. I'm not happy about it, but at least they're not like, let's legit reboot Fresh Prince as a sitcom and just recast. So that's what I'll say about it. And I'm gonna watch it because obviously I'm curious, but I'm probably not gonna like it.
You know what it is at this point? It's like I can't even look at all like the reboots and stuff and be like, why are they even making this? Because it's just inevitable that everything's going to get remade in some way.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that like that point has sort of become like irrelevant. Like the why are they making it isn't even a question that studios ask themselves anymore. So there's no point. Everything's getting remade. If you like it, you're going to see it again. So,
yeah, it's
yeah,
so true.
I guess it is. It's once you put aside that point, because yeah, it's inevitable. Yeah, it is cool to see it from a different perspective. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but yeah, I guess you're right. It is different. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and I remember people complaining like, "Oh, Uncle Phil's skinny." It's like, all right, well, is that really your biggest complaint? I actually kind of like who they casted for Carlton and Viv. I do not like Will's actor.
I didn't even really look at the cast. Who's in it? Is it anybody like?
I don't know name wise, but like just who I saw trying to harness a little bit of the energy.
Okay, I thought maybe you like knew them from other things.
No, I would have to watch it again, which I don't plan on doing. So, but yeah, so that's a thing, and I will watch it because why the fuck not at this point? And that's all I have to say on the subject.
All right, what is it coming out? Is it? It's not Netflix, is it?
No, I believe it is Peacock.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and
I just assume
it's soon. I think it's next month.
I just assume that things like that are some kind of like direct to streaming service kind of thing. So makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they need, and when I say I mean Peacock, need a reason for people to watch it.
Yeah. That is the other thing. It's not like it used to be where it's like, oh, like this stupid like remake show is like taking up a spot on like a TV schedule that I wish something better was in. It's like they're all straight to streaming anyway, so they're very easy to ignore. So it's not too like bothersome, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that pretty much wrapped up everything that happened in the past week or two. So
yeah,
death, reboots, the usual.
Yep. The two inevitabilities of life, death and reboots.
And pretty soon, I give it 1 month, we will get news on a Betty White biopic.
I thought you were going to say you give it 1 month and we'll both be dead.
I'd like to imagine I'd live to at least 40. I want to make it to that.
All right.
Preferably more, but so yeah.
Who would you cast in a Betty White biopic?
Who would?
I feel like it's got to be a comedy actress, but I don't know who.
Haters will judge me, but Amy Schumer. I actually have no fucking idea who I would cast in that. That's a really good question.
I feel like it would have to be like one of the like SNL alumni actresses, because depending on the like direction, if they were going to make a biopic, but I feel like it's got to be someone funny because she was really funny.
Oh fuck, it's Kate McKinnon, isn't it?
All right.
Honestly, like out of everyone on this Google search, well, it sure as shit ain't Pete Davidson.
It's gonna be Leslie Jones.
It's
honestly, that would be
that
would be so funny that I would like them to do that.
I bet. Let's make it happen. Yeah. So that's pretty much everything that's happened so far. Now we'll move on to what the hell are we looking forward to in this year of shitty cinema?
There's actually some good stuff coming out this year. I'm not gonna lie. My list, I have quite a few on here.
Well, first and foremost, the new Scream, which
that's number one. Obviously.
I'm pretty upset that numbers are at an all-time high right now because I really, really want to see it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, not to like rant about it too much, but like if any movie is gonna like get me to go to the movie theaters, it is Scream, and I'm not going to see this movie in the movie theater. I'm just gonna wait till it comes out. It's not worth it. I know that
not.
there's probably some like behind the scenes like bureaucratic reason why it's like too late to move it to a streaming release, but like releasing something in theaters only right now as things just get worse and worse is just I feel like it's unfortunate because I think this movie's not going to make as much money as it should because of that. I mean, like my dog's named after Scream. I have a Scream tattoo and I'm not going to go see it. So who's going to go see it then?
Yeah, it really does boil down to like I hate the whole backdoor politics of everything going on, because it's like people want to see this movie, and I think maybe once they start looking at the lacking numbers, maybe they'll make an executive decision and be like, oh yeah, actually it's coming to streaming. But
yeah, we'll see.
I hope they do that.
I had heard they said like 45 days after or something, but I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah, well, that's usually the window of most theatrical to streaming releases. So I mean, I would probably place money on that happening, because I can't see this making a lot in the box office. Unfortunately, it's as much as I want it to.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about like streaming hurting Halloween Kills at all, so I don't know why they didn't just like take a note out of their playbook and just like do what they did. But again, I'm sure there was some reason behind the scenes, some like stupid reason that it was just too late, because it seems really dumb.
Yeah. So if you're a moron, it releases this Friday. You do you, boo. I'm just saying, I ain't gonna go out.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm like so hyped for that movie. I really, hope we could see
I
it.
just know that since I'm not going to see it in theaters, it's gonna get spoiled for me, which sucks, but I'm not comfortable going to the movie theater right now.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend Lainey, who we actually had on the show for the Scream episode, and even she's like, I'm not fucking going.
Yeah,
like,
see, so like people who are diehards are not like going out in full force, then I can't imagine it's gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah,
which like, sucks because it deserves to.
Yeah, people like my 82-year-old grandma are gonna try to go see it, and it's like, did you see that Scream? It was really cute. Like, okay, grandma. Yeah, so I guess in a similar vein or genre rather, we got that Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out. How do you feel about that? Because we never talked about this.
I'm trying to forget that it exists because I am just annoyed about pretty much everything I've heard about it. What is it? It's a Netflix movie.
It
right?
is Netflix, yes.
Yeah,
which first of all, it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like everything I've seen, I'm not excited about. I don't think visually it looks like it's going to be interesting.
No.
I don't think like the story looks like it's going to be interesting. So yeah, and yeah, on top of that, it's a fucking Netflix original, which really, I mean, Netflix has made some great movies. When we did our top movies of the year, like the Fear Street movies were Netflix movies, and they were great.
Right.
But for some reason, just like seeing what I've seen of this one, I'm not very excited.
Yeah,
I hope they prove me wrong, and I hear good things, and then I'll watch it. But it's like they're only making it because like whoever had the rights to the movie like lost them, and so someone else, another studio, immediately like picked it up and then made this. So it's like that alone is enough for me to be like, I have a feeling this isn't going to be good.
Yeah, and I watched the trailer, and it was just like a couple shots in the same house, and they tried to go for like the moody lighting, and I'm just like, this looks bad.
Another one of the things that annoys me the absolute most is that I get it that they're trying to do the Halloween thing, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which they're now going to say is not canon, is like genuinely one of my favorite movies ever. And I don't think that they need to like redo the canon of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just like it's weird because I actually prefer like the 2000s when they were just rebooting them. Like I'd rather have that then it'd be like, oh, it's like a direct sequel to the original one from the 70s. And it's like, okay, but you're not making it visually look like it ties into that. Nothing about it is going to be that, except that Halloween had success with that. So you're going to try and do that too.
Yeah, it's got Stink Fest written all over it.
Stinky.
Being directed by David Blue Garcia.
Man, I prefer David Green Garcia personally.
Yeah, me too. I prefer Carlos Mencia. if Carlos Mencia came out tomorrow and was like, I'm doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I would probably give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I'd probably watch
I would preemptively give that 5 stars.
We'd review bomb Carlos Mencia's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, but as much as I know I'm not gonna dig it, like I am just gonna watch it when it drops because, like, at least it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix, so even if it's a hate watch, I will watch it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe in February when we watch it and we record an episode, we'll both be like, "Wow, we were idiots. That was great." But
maybe
I'm not hopeful.
Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, so speaking of, we brought up Halloween. Provided we don't get a delay or anything later in the year, we'll see the end of the trilogy.
Yeah, which also I'm curious what they're going to do with the release of that too. I mean, we don't know where by October things might be completely different, so who knows. But yeah, I mean, as much as I didn't like the second one, I am looking forward to the end of the trilogy, just because the main thing I didn't like about the second one was it felt too much like a middle of a trilogy movie, and like they kind of have a lot to live up to end the Michael Myers story, allegedly for good. So we'll see.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Until
Carlos Mencia gets his hands on it. Yeah, we've said this a million times, like you just said, it because the second one seems like such a middle movie. I am hoping, I'm praying that Halloween Ends will actually be serviceable. I think that it has more going for it, just because, like, if what we saw in the action of the second one was anything to go by, we at least are gonna have a badass face-off between Laurie and Michael.
We better.
I mean, if we don't, I actually give up movies forever.
Well, yeah, that would be inexcusable if there is not a good final showdown. I don't care if the rest of the movie is good. If that doesn't happen in a way that I like, I'm gonna give it half a star.
I mean, especially the way they built shit up, right? Like Laurie trying to recover the whole time, Karen dying at the end, like the town basically going cuckoo. Like they better. Like that better have like a massive showdown at the end.
I'm sure that they, as much as I didn't like the second one, I don't think that they're like completely incompetent. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Well, speaking of Halloween Ends, we have Jackass Forever coming out.
I actually completely forgot about that. That's not on my list because I forgot it was coming out.
Yeah, and of course, unfortunately, only in theaters.
Yeah.
So, which I think it's the beginning of February, and with that one, I'm like, even though it's like, let's say with Scream, right? I'm upset about missing that in theaters. Like, I wouldn't be upset about missing the new Jackass.
I don't think anything's gonna get spoiled.
Right? Like, oh no, Steve-O took a nut shot. The vast lore of his testicular damage is ruined for me.
Yeah, but yeah, I completely forgot that that's coming out, but it does look good. Good little, callback to how much fun those movies were. Because those were truly very fun theater experiences, seeing all those in theaters. So yeah, I hope that in a month I'm a little bit more comfortable going to the movies and I will go see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, especially 3D. Because 2 is my favorite in the series, but 3D was like just a fun experience.
Yeah, like I remember seeing that in theaters and people were like running up and down the aisles during, like, it was mayhem and it was great. Like, it's the only
Yeah.
movie where like the crowd was crazy and it actually made the experience a lot better.
Yeah, like it made sense for the movie.
Like everybody
Yeah.
was screaming, laughing, and like running around, and it was awesome. I hope I can get that again.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know like there was that whole fucking drama with Bam Margera.
Yeah,
So
and he's not in it.
So I was curious to know like because he's been radio silent. I think like he went back into treatment and whatever.
Yeah, that was what I heard.
But like the unfortunate part is I think they had a bunch of shit filmed with him. So I wonder if like that just gets archived forever.
Oh,
or
I
if
didn't
it
know
gets
that.
leaked.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know the extent because apparently they had to have him keep signing shit. Like, could you imagine being so fucked up that you can't be in a Jackass movie?
I know.
Like
It's
that,
sad,
like that blows
honestly.
my
Yeah.
mind.
It's crazy.
Because like there was a period of time, you know, way back in the early 2000s where these dudes were popping Percocets daily and doing this shit. So it's like, what the fuck was Bam doing?
Yeah, I guess it's just because now they're all clean. So like it was one of the rules that they set and he refused to follow it. So like I get why they had to cut him out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because like I grew up loving that. Bam. So I really
I
hope
think
he
most
gets
people's favorite of the Jackass crew was Bam. At
Yeah.
least suburban white boys in the 2000s like we were.
Yeah, I mean, I still think back to like Johnny like trying to fuck with him with the snakes and the little caravan, and he's like jumping up like "Ugh." Like Bam was just so integral to that movement, like
Yeah.
that mid 2000s fuckboy movement, like that
Yeah.
skater shit. And I just want to see him do better. That's all.
Yeah, but it seems like he is, which is good. And yeah, who knows? Maybe in the HBO Max Snyder cut version of Jackass, they'll put those scenes back in.
One can only hope. Yeah, so Jackass, that's coming. And you know, Batman. I don't know what else more I could say. Like, I'm just hyped.
Batman. Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this is what I wanted. I wanted A24's Batman.
Yeah,
and I'm getting it.
Pretty much. Everybody's been talking about the Riddler, obviously, because they released like the images of the costume. I think the costume looks awesome, so I'm really excited for that. I'm glad that they're going like, I mean, they've done gritty Batman 100 times, but like this one, the Riddler costume just kind of looks like it fits the tone they're going for.
Yeah, like it actually, and what's impressive to me is to be able to have a villain, a prominent villain like that masked these days. Usually doesn't happen a whole lot anymore, other than like some of the mainstay icons. So the fact they did this with the Riddler is actually a pretty cool choice. Because he just like he looks like a regular guy who's just demented with a mask.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times it's also because they get actors who are so high profile that they like either won't do a masked character or like the studio doesn't want them to do a masked character because they want to sell it on that. And I mean, Paul Dano's a prominent actor, but he's not selling tickets. So I'm glad that they did that. I think that's the problem that happens a lot now, especially with the Marvel movies, is they get too many big actors for superhero movies. And it's like they lose the character in the actor. And it doesn't seem, I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Batman.
Yeah, and they got a lot going for it. So I really, I mean, I think at the very least it will satisfy in the basic of what it's trying to do. But I guess we'll see to what extent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never gonna complain about another Batman movie. I don't think anybody is.
Yeah, no, he's just fucking Batman. Like
he cool.
Hey babe, wake up, new Batman.
You know, it's another one that comes out this weekend. Is the Joel Cohen Macbeth, Tragedy of Macbeth with Denzel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I am very excited for it because I love Macbeth and this version looks really cool. I love that it's black and white, and like in the trailer, like all the visuals seem really like strange and like surreal, which I'm really excited about.
Is that coming to streaming or is that just theaters?
Yeah, it's theaters and it's going to be on Apple.
Oh, okay. Of course, the one I don't have.
Yeah.
Huh, fucking hell. Yeah, no, it looks really cool, and I was surprised to see that they were interviewing Joel, and he was like, I don't know if I could have done this with my brother, and like, it's kind of sad to see. It's cool because it's like I'm glad that they're doing their own shit, but it's also kind of sad because it re-cements the fact that they're like not a thing anymore.
Now, like, did something happen? Because I don't know why. I know that they had like announced that they weren't directing movies together anymore, but was there like a reason, or was it just like a creative decision that they were like, we're gonna do our own things?
Well, good question. Let's see. This article says Coen Bros split because Ethan didn't want to make movies anymore.
Well, that's a pretty fair reason for them to direct movies separately.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I wonder. Well, apparently it was amicable. So like,
yeah, I mean, they're brothers, so like it would have to be something pretty bad for them to like hate each other. They're not just like business partners; they're literally blood relatives.
yeah. And I actually still never saw that Buster Scruggs movie. So
I didn't see that either.
So I gotta give that a shot. That's crazy that could potentially be their last film together.
Yeah.
And that was already like 4 years ago.
I mean, this is a really interesting one because this is the first one that like Joel's directing on his own, right?
Yeah.
And since it's Shakespeare, there's not like a ton of room for like Coen brothers isms like all their movies have. So it's an interesting one to be the first one that he's doing. Like I'm curious how much different it will be from like a Coen brothers movie, which a Coen brothers movie is like a Tarantino movie or a Wes Anderson movie where it's very recognizable right off the bat. And like this, the movie's in black and white, it's Shakespeare, like it's already super different than anything that they had ever done. So it'll be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see like what new shit he brings to the table. Because I would imagine that they'd have to have many conversations on how Joel would handle the signature style. Like maybe Ethan was like, all right, go for it. Or maybe he was like, nah, don't do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's kind of like a safe one to do, I guess, because it's Shakespeare. Like the story's there. You don't really have to write much.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm interested in that for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Speaking of Apple exclusive, we also got the new Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, which, well, I mean, that's theaters too, but like that's I don't even know if there's a release date. I'm pretty sure it's just the end of the year.
Yeah, there was a few on my list that I don't even know if the release date's been announced yet.
Yeah, so I guess this will be a hybrid of like this year / possibly
currently announced projects.
Yeah,
that might come out this year.
Yeah, but that one I am looking forward to, because obviously aside from Scorsese and the cast, I like that he's doing like this epic Western story.
Yeah.
And I think like he just, it's like crime. Oh yeah, get Scorsese. So like you don't even gotta worry about it.
Yeah, I trust that it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I don't need to know anything about it other than that he's directing it, and I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I would like to know if Carlos Mencia is in it or not.
I think he's producing that one.
Yeah, I think
Scorsese didn't want to give him directing, but he let him produce it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's whenever we hear about that. Speaking of things that we don't know a date on, I really hope Clerks 3 releases like maybe in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for summer fall release on that.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't got like a trailer or anything for that yet, but maybe we'll get one this winter.
I do be needing that Clerks.
I gotta see Jersey, bro.
gotta see the clown.
One of the other ones that I had on my list that also doesn't have a release date yet is the the Elvis biopic that's supposed to come out this year. It's Baz Luhrmann's directing it. Tom Hanks is in it, not as Elvis.
I wish.
Yeah, when I looked it up, it's the tentative release date was June, but most places don't have a release date listed. But I am just a big Elvis fan, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm surprised we haven't seen an Elvis biopic before, but I mean, it's Baz Luhrmann, who's got like a super distinct visual style, so I'm sure it'll be, if nothing else, at least an interesting like take on Elvis.
I mean, come on, wasn't Bubba Hotep the bio?
True.
Yeah, no, we have a couple biopics coming out. We have a Whitney Houston one coming out, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple more. I'm trying to think of.
Biopics have just been like gaining more and more popularity in the past like 5 years.
Yeah, I know that there's that one movie called Babylon coming out. I don't know if it's explicitly a biopic, but it does star, I think it's hang on, let me look this up. I think is it Margot Robbie? Yeah, Margot Robbie's playing Clara Bow.
Interesting.
Who is a silent film star. So I'm interested to know what the hell this is about. But
yeah,
I remember reading about this. So I'm like, that's
I mean, after loving Tick Tick Boom so much, like I'll watch any biopic, even if it's about someone who I have no idea who they are. Because I didn't even know there was a biopic when I watched it. So
yeah, I'll
give them a chance.
I have very much a love-hate relationship with biopics. That it's one of my favorite subgenres of movies, but it's so
hit or miss.
There's a lot of stinky ones.
Yeah.
like I've joked about this one before, but that Bud and Lou one, the Abbott and Costello, was fucking awful.
Plus, you said that recent one, the Ricardos one, wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was. I wish they did a little more with that one, but it was a good one in recent years. Stan and Ollie, that was one of the best ones I've seen in the past 20 years.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, and you hear John C. Reilly is Oliver Hardy, and you're like, what? How does that work? And like, even my dad loved it. He didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, you forget John C. Reilly is in a lot of serious good movies. Like he's mostly known and probably will always be known for the Will Ferrell movies, but like unlike Will Ferrell, he's like an actual actor other than like his comedy roles, and it's very easy to forget that, but he's good.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to be in the Elvis biopic. He's
Elvis.
See, that would actually be pretty funny casting. Although you can't
actually, it would.
Although you can never separate that from Walk Hard. Like it would be too much. Like
they have in the Elvis one. It's Austin Butler, who was he played Tex Watson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's pretty much his only like notable role.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really look anything like Elvis, but that doesn't really matter. Nowadays, they can make him look like Elvis, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of them. Well, a lot of biopics these days usually end up being like these very specific period pieces. Like with Stan and Ollie, it was explicitly about their last London shows. With Being the Ricardos, it was about the I Love Lucy episode surrounding like the Red Scare. With all these biopics, it's usually like just one blip in time. So maybe with the Elvis one, they're only exploring like before he rose to prominence. I don't know. I don't know.
You're so right though. That's true. Like so many biopics, except for a few of them, aren't really like full biographies anymore. It's just like a small period of someone's life. Like the Steve Jobs one was like that. Tick Tick Boom was like that.
Yeah.
I assume Mank was like that, but I didn't see it.
Mank was pretty much like that too.
There's some that aren't, like the what the fuck is it called? Bohemian Rhapsody. That was kind of about like the whole history of Queen. It wasn't necessarily one particular time.
Yeah.
And that was one of my least favorite of the modern biopics. So I think I like the like snapshot in time approach better, especially Elvis. Like, we know Elvis. I don't need to hear his backstory. Like, he's one of the most famous people that's ever existed. So it'd be more interesting to get like an intimate, small section of his life as opposed to like a big giant epic about start to finish his career.
Yeah, I all I can hope for is that they I really hope they don't do this, but I low-key hope that they shoehorn in a scene where he accidentally stumbles upon his love for Fool's Gold sandwiches. Like, oh no, I accidentally cooked the bacon near the peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, mama.
Oh no, the whole stick of butter went into the pan.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I will literally eat that up. I will watch that biopic.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. But yeah, that's all of my serious movies, I guess. Unless, well, obviously the Northman's on here.
Oh man, yeah,
that one I'm very excited about. I would say of all the ones I listed, that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. I would say that and Disappointment Boulevard, the new Ari Aster movie.
Is that supposed to come out this year? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in April.
That would have been on my list if I had realized, which the Northman's also April, so that's
which like for years we have wanted new Eggers and Aster, and in a few months we get both of them.
Yeah, it's just crazy because they're two guys who have made 2 movies each, right? Yeah, 2 movies each.
Yeah.
And both of their movies have been massive like cultural events. Like, those movies have had such an impact that it's crazy that they've only made 2 movies.
I know, which is it's exciting to see what the future looks like, and with these 2 coming out, I hope it just further propels that hype. And we're just like, give me more.
Yeah. I mean, the Northman looks like it's like what Robert Eggers has been like building towards, because it's the first movie he's doing that's like this big movie. Whereas like The Lighthouse and The Witch are both like super contained, small movies, like single location, very small cast. And like, this is like this big epic movie that I think he's going to nail it. I'm very excited about it.
Oh yeah, it's I have no doubt in my mind about that. Like, it's gonna be fucking good.
I know for the longest time people were talking about him doing like a Nosferatu remake. I don't know if that just got like pushed aside or whatever, but I would be excited to see that from him too. But this looks awesome, and I'm very excited to see Vikings on the big screen.
Yeah, I think Nosferatu he still wants to do. I think he just needed to do this first, but
yeah, it's probably in some kind of like development hell bullshit, like that always happens.
Yeah, but give me more Vikings. You know, I don't want that Thor shit. I mean, I do.
Yeah,
which is another movie coming out this year.
That's true. Yeah,
the new Thor.
There's a fucking ton of superhero movies that are supposed to come out this year.
Oh yeah,
DC and Marvel.
Yeah, we got that. We got the new Spider-Verse. we got DC League Super Pets. We got C. Yeah, no, there's a lot of shit coming out. Yeah, we got the new Black Panther. There's a ton of shit. Got Doctor Strange. We have
Doctor Strange, Thor, the Marvels, Aquaman, the new Aquaman, the Flash, Black Adam. I feel like I'm missing one, but yeah, the animated Spider-Man, Spider-Verse too. So it's just like a ton of superhero movies this year, because DC finally was like, oh, let's release some movies. Oh, and the Batman too, which is a little bit of a different kind of superhero movie, but yeah, it's tons of superhero movies this year.
Yeah, and I did not put this on my list, but I will note that this is the year that we supposedly and finally will see Avatar 2. Not that I give a shit about that, but at this point, I'm like, wow. I mean, when was the first one?
2009.
Yeah. And obviously people have made sequels to movies longer than that, but like I feel like we had heard that it was coming for years and years.
Well, I remember at one point they were like, "Oh, there's going to be like 5 sequels."
Yeah,
they're going to be on all different planets. Like there were so many rumors about sequels, like right after Avatar actually came out, and then they just never happened. And now it's been so many years later, and they're finally making it. It's like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. It's just a weird time to finally come back to that.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy too is like, I think that like in the first movie, because of like technologically where it stood, the budget was close to 250 million, and then in the sequel, it's like the same amount of money, which that's a lot of money, but I'm actually surprised that because look, let's put it this way. At this point, James Cameron is kind of sniffing his own farts, right? So like I figured at this point he was going to try to like get 500 million for each of these movies. But I can't really see I can't tell you one damn thing that happened in the first one. I don't think anyone could quote the movie.
I only know things about it because of the Disney Parks ride that's super popular now, because it's a great ride. But like outside of that, I couldn't even tell you the names of the characters.
Yeah,
and it's like that. I mean, I guess I haven't seen it like in a long time, but I don't even remember. Does that end with like, is it open to sequels? I guess it must be, right? If they had these planned, but like that's a pretty like start to finish movie. Like I don't think it's I don't know.
At this point, it doesn't even matter.
It's true. It's like we said with Fresh Prince, it's just inevitable. So I guess you're right.
Although I still, every time I think of Avatar, I still think about that fucking video of Arnold Schwarzenegger announcing the premiere of it. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, Abuda. And it gets me every time. Like
I remember they premiered the trailer for Avatar during the Super Bowl the year that it came out. And it was like a really big deal that this trailer came out. That's all I remember about like the pre-release stuff from Avatar. And I remember liking it. Like it was fine. It was a good movie. Do I think about it ever other than when I'm in Disney World because they have an entire section of the park themed after it? No.
Yeah. Speaking of that though, remember the Super Bowl shadow drop of the Cloverfield paradox?
Yeah, I never even watched that movie because I heard it was terrible.
Was bad.
10 Cloverfield Lane though, fantastic.
Love that. That's my favorite one, and it doesn't even really have to deal with the monster.
I never watched it, although I do think it was cool that they released it that way. I like we said before, I like a surprise like release because it's just like, I don't have to sit and I don't have to hear a movie's announced for 4 years from now. It's just like, I wasn't anticipating this, but now that it's here, cool.
Yeah, and it was cool the way they revealed it, because I remember watching the Super Bowl and there was a commercial. It was just like, and after the Super Bowl, the Cloverfield paradox. And Netflix. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then I watched it with my dad, and I'm like, hey, Dad, do you smell shit? Oh, it's the TV. Yeah, no, it was fucking bad.
So bad. You know what was the other superhero movie? Morbius. That's the other one I'm thinking of, with Jared Leto.
Yeah, I'm so mixed on being interested in that movie. I
feel the same way.
I want to, but like, first of all, it's Jared Leto, and I've always been lukewarm on him. And second of all, it's like, it kind of takes place in the Spider-Man universe, but not really.
I mean, look, it's very clearly Sony being like, all right, what characters do we got the rights to? Make the movie.
Right. But like the basics of what I understand about the story seem interesting. but I don't really think that's something I'm gonna rush to see. And it just got delayed for like the 5th time, so it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll see it when
in
I see it.
theory, the idea of a vampire superhero is cool. It's just I find it hard to really like care. I'm 100% not going to see that in theaters. Even if there was no COVID, I probably would not see that. So
Yeah, I just wouldn't really pay money to see that.
it's just not really on my radar for things that I'm like rushing out to see.
Yeah.
But,
Movies, you know.
yeah, I have 2 more on my list of anticipated movies. One of them is Uncharted because I think that looks really cool. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything groundbreaking or incredible, but it looks like it's going to be a fun like adventure movie.
Yeah, I've always been a far away fan of the Uncharted series. I like the games. I respect them. I've seen people play them a bunch of times. I played the first one a little bit, and when I saw Tom Holland got casted for this, I was like, wow, that's interesting. Like I didn't really think he would be in a movie like this, but I think that we definitely need adaptations like that, because like Uncharted I think would lend itself to a decent one, because it's not like inherently this story you gotta stick very specifically to the script. This is like a thief action adventure movie. Like you could give it any name you wanted,
Right.
and it could fit. And to me, that's like a fundamentally important part of having a functional film, is like, can you take what's going on and give it a different name?
Mm-hmm.
Like especially in the context of that. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played an Uncharted game, so I have no like context going in, but just like the trailer reminded me of like an Indiana Jones or like the Mummy type movie, and I love adventure movies like that. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll go see this, because it's honestly rare that they make adventure movies nowadays. Like they make action movies, they make superhero movies, but like a straight up like adventure movie like Indiana Jones or the Mummy is pretty hard to come by nowadays. So it's kind of cool to see that again.
Yeah, it definitely will be fun. That is interesting. Yeah, that we don't get a lot of genuinely decent adventure oriented movies. But yeah.
And I think casting Tom Holland is very much a like recency bias casting. Like they cast him because people will go see a Tom Holland movie. From what I've seen of the games, he doesn't really look anything like the character or like embody him in any way, because Tom Holland's kind of like a dork. But
yeah, he does not scream Nathan Drake at all.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I would cast personally, because like I said, I haven't played the games, but just like seeing bits and pieces, it seems like they kind of need someone a little bit more like rough, but who knows? Maybe he'll be good. I mean, we haven't seen Tom Holland really in a role like that, so he might be awesome, and we just are too like biased thinking of him as Spider-Man.
They should have casted fat Russell Crowe for the role,
or Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, everything circles back to Mencia. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I'm really looking forward to.
Well,
obviously
the only other one I have is Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope.
I was just gonna say that.
Which, yeah, that comes out in July. That's the last one I have on my list.
Yeah, I know the movie will be better than the title.
Yeah, I mean, we know nothing about it, and I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, it's a new Jordan Peele, and it looks like it's gonna be based on that poster. It looks like it's gonna take place like around a carnival or a festival.
Yeah, I mean, I for me, I know not everybody loved Us, but for me, he's 2 for 2 in great movies. And yes, I assume this is going to be a horror movie because he's only made horror movies, but I have high hopes for it. I'm going in with pretty high expectations.
Now I know your real anticipated release is Sonic 2.
I mean, honestly,
I'm actually excited for Sonic.
I loved the first Sonic movie.
Yeah.
I forgot that was coming out too.
No, I am unironically and legitimately excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The first Sonic movie was great.
Yeah, I was not expecting to love it that much.
Yeah, same.
And it looks like they're actually tying shit from some of the games into it, like the whole Knuckles and the background of the Chaos Emerald, and like that's cool. And of course, now I'm gonna have to stare at the screen and listen to Idris Elba's voice and get hard in the theater. But it's one of those things where, yeah, I didn't expect that I was gonna be that excited about, but I really am.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think the Sonic like franchise deserves a good adaptation because it's a great series.
Yeah,
so it's good that they're doing it justice.
Yeah, and talk about great casting. Like Ben Schwartz is just, he's a great Sonic. Like obviously I love Roger Craig Smith, but sometimes recasting is for the best. It is, and in this case it is.
Yeah, unfortunately the state of voice acting in blockbuster movies is that it has to be a celebrity or someone that is recognizable. But yeah, he does a really great job.
Yeah, and I would say 99% of the time I usually side with the original voice actor.
Oh yeah.
But this is like the one case I'm like, oh yeah, Ben Schwartz fucking rocks. Like he can do the voice.
Yeah, this is unrelated to Sonic because I do like him as Sonic. But yeah, I personally am not a fan of that trend. Like I think it's like kind of killing like the voice acting industry. Like people are, it's not so easy to just like be a voice actor. Like voice acting is its own skill and there are people who are really good at it. And unfortunately nowadays it's just like, just get Chris Pratt to do it. People like him. And that kind of sucks because I think it doesn't do justice to like the art of voice acting. Video games are really the thing I feel like that keeps it alive right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the biggest fucking case of nepotism in the industry is Madagascar. I mean, you look at that cast, it's you could argue Chris Rock would be good for a role like that. But other than that, you have David Schwimmer.
Yeah, why?
You have Ben Stiller, you have Sacha Baron Cohen, you have Jada Pinkett Smith. Like, they're not really in this, are they? Like,
yeah. Unfortunately, really, like I'm trying to think of the last time that they really like used actual voice actors in like a big movie. It's like got to be back to like 90s Disney movies or something, because even you go back to like Shrek, like that's all celebrity voice actors. Like it's really like The Lion King maybe was the last time that they got actual voice actors to do voice roles. And it's unfortunate.
Well, luckily these days it trickles through. Like with the new Space Jam movie, you know, they got Eric Bauza to do Bugs and Marvin and obviously Bob Bergen is tenured into doing Porky Pig because no one can do it as good as him. So like sometimes you get prolific voice actors doing shit here and there. But yeah, you're right. Like in the 90s, it was like that 80s, 90s, forget about. Like even video games, like like one of my favorite N64 games is Clay Fighter 63 and a third. And that voice cast had fucking Rob Paulson, Tress McNeil, Charlie Adler, Jess Harnell, like Jim Cummings, like that's just when they all dominated the biosphere of acting. And these days it's like I don't want to just hear David Schwimmer's voice, like
stupid voice.
Like I want somebody to actually embody the role.
Yeah, and it's still alive in video games. It's still alive in animated TV shows, but like big blockbuster animated movies, unfortunately, they just like will not. I don't see them going back to getting actual voice actors anytime soon. It's just going to be people are going to see this because Justin Timberlake does one of the voices or something like that, which is unfortunate. Justice for the voice acting industry.
And then there's some projects that actually get the point, like the new reboot of X-Men 97 that's reusing the whole voice cast. And it's like, man, like that's the shit that we need. Obviously, like whoever is not around who was running the show, but like I want more shit like that. Like, you know, like what they did with Animaniacs and shit. Although Tom Ruger was no longer the showrunner, but either way, it's I want more of that.
Yeah, but yeah, not to detract from Sonic because I am very excited for it. It just
fuck yeah.
Tangent to the side about voice acting, but yeah, Sonic is definitely one I'm looking forward to. I forgot that was coming out this year.
Oh well, actually, we totally just skipped a huge example of what we're talking about that also releases this year is the Mario movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that is the biggest
Yeah,
example of what we're talking about. I mean, Chris Pratt,
Chris
Charlie
Pratt
Day,
is the face of celebrity voice actors taking roles that should be for voice actors.
Yeah, and like I have no doubt that some of them could do an okay job. Like I think Jack Black as Bowser would probably be funny. Kevin Michael Richardson is like the only real voice actor on there, and he's playing Kamek. And Charles Martinet is signed on to the movie, but in an undisclosed role. So like I'm wondering who the fuck he's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it kind of like flipped on how it used to be. Like in the 90s, it was like, okay, it's all voice actors, and then Robin Williams is going to be the genie, and there'll be one famous person doing one role. Now it's everybody is a celebrity, and maybe like one or two is like an actual voice actor.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, and not to defend it, I think the reason that it's more that case now is because I think studios want to be safe and they're afraid to take big budget risks, because if they cast voice actors that they might be prolific in their career but they might not have a AAA name, the studios might fear it might not draw in enough attention. But like, of course it's bullshit, but unfortunately from a business standpoint I could kind of understand.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, the movies are going to make more money when Chris Pratt is the voice. There's no doubt about that. It's just unfortunate that that's how it is.
Yeah, really sullying the Italian name there, Chris.
I cannot wait to see when they finally release a trailer for that, because I just like I can't even picture it in my head of
I can't either.
Mario.
I can't either. I'm trying to fucking hey, it's me, Mario.
It's just gonna be weird. It's just gonna be really weird. But yeah, is that supposed to come out this year, or are they still
the very end of the year, like December something, like December 21st or 22nd? Or
interesting.
Yeah,
who knows? That might get delayed too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean the advantage,
like everything gets delayed.
Well, the advantage there is like they don't need people to really coordinate. Like since it's being voice acted, they could just be in their home and do it. So
true.
So maybe it won't get delayed. I mean, it depends on I'd say it depends on the animation, but with all the fucking CG they do these days, it's kind of copy paste models. So
now I am hoping that will be a full CG animated movie and not like Sonic. Sonic works that it's CG and live action, but I feel like Mario, like the whole like vibe of the Mario games is like the environments and the colors and everything that like, if they try and do like a Sonic or Detective Pikachu thing, I think it's going to be terrible. So I hope they don't do that.
I don't think they will, only because based on the cast they revealed, I mean, none of them exist. So it's like, I'm hoping that it is just CG.
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, I think that covers it. I will say I'm interested also in the Lightyear movie. Only because I'm like a diehard Toy Story fan.
That's another one I feel like weird about. Like, what is we're getting an in-universe Buzz Lightyear movie? Like, what?
Yeah, and it does feel weird, but like I did grow up loving that universe, so I'm sure I'll enjoy parts of it. Yeah. But
I'm trying to look now. Oh, you know what else is coming out? 2 Tom Cruise movies. The Top Gun, which was supposed to come out like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Top Gun Maverick, and yet another Mission Impossible movie's coming out this year. I haven't seen like any of them.
Yeah, but I like, as much as I don't like him as a person, I do still find it impressive that he insists on doing his own stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I wish I didn't know anything about him as a person, because he's a good actor and he's in good movies. It's just that I can't get past the fact that he is who he is.
I know. There is one other movie I was looking forward to. Have you heard of The Black Phone?
Oh yes, the Joe Hill one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that one seems like it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I forgot that's coming out. I love Joe Hill. His books are great. And all the adaptations of his work that I've seen, I've really liked. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Ethan Hawke do something like that.
Mhm. Ethan Hawke is like the most hit or miss actor for me. Like sometimes he's in incredible movies, and then sometimes he's in just horrendous movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a good serial killer romp for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, the non Johnny Depp Fantastic Beasts movie comes out this year.
oh yeah, I haven't I really would like to because I've seen all the Harry Potters, but I haven't really kept up with the Fantastic Beasts series.
They're fine. Like I would approach them as if they were like a Harry Potter like spin-off like mini series or something, because that's kind of what they feel like. And they're fine. They're not like, you're not gonna watch them and be like, that was incredible. Like I loved it. It's just like, yeah, that was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I'm gonna see it. It's just I'm not like excited for it.
Yeah.
Same goes for Jurassic Park that comes out this year.
Yeah. I know. I'll
The only
watch
cool
that,
thing
but-
with that is that it's Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum are going to be in it again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mwah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh, what about the new Minions movie? We didn't talk about Minions: The Rise of Gru.
That title makes me want to vomit. Rise
man.
of Gru.
Yeah, and based on the picture, based on the image in this
Hang on.
article I'm looking at, it's baby Gru.
Rise
like a
of
little
Gru.
kid.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Move aside, boss baby. The movie of the century. Oh my God. Look at baby Gru. I don't understand. So, like, all right, walk me through the cinematic universe of Minions.
I cannot.
There's
I have seen the first Despicable Me, and that's it.
So there's three. So aren't there three Despicable Me's, and then there's two
And then there's
Minions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The cinematic universe is pretty deep.
Can you imagine people still wanting Minions movies?
Some little kid is very excited to see the rise of Gru.
Yeah, and that kid is Carlos Mencia. Oh God.
Boy.
I will cap this by saying that I'm curious in that new Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was gonna say also, it doesn't have a release date, but it's expected this year as the Knives Out sequel,
Oh yeah.
which I do not know what they're gonna do with that. But from what I've heard, they're doing like Daniel Craig's character is gonna be the same, but then it's gonna be like a different case, which that sounds cool. I hope that's what they're actually doing.
Yeah, the fucking cast for that movie looks insane.
Yeah, Batista's in it.
Like let me
Ethan Hawke is in that too.
yeah, let me see what they're up to in the cast list, because I remember there was like weeks where we kept getting announcements.
Yeah.
So yeah, Daniel Craig, obviously, Madeline Klein, Catherine Hahn, Jessica Henwick, Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Leslie Odom Jr., Jada Pinkett Smith, Ethan Hawke. There's definitely more than that. Hang on.
Yeah, there's definitely more.
There's
You know what else? Is it supposed to come out this year?
Edward Norton.
When is that? Hold on. Oh no, never mind. It's coming out next year.
There's
I was
definitely
thinking of the Oppenheimer movie, the Christopher Nolan's movie. I thought that was supposed to be this year, but it's next year.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm at the point where I do not like him as a person, and he's pretentious. Like,
Yeah,
his,
he
his
definitely is.
his movies are look at the one thing I could do, now watch it
Yeah.
again. It's
Yeah.
like
So-
I'm done with it.
Going back to Pinocchio, that's going to be animated, right? Or is it live action?
I think. Well, actually, I think there are two Pinocchio projects coming
Oh,
out.
because
this
I'm
year.
talking about the Guillermo del Toro one.
Yes. So there's one coming out. Yes. So there's the Zemeckis. Oh my God, that's Zemeckis.
Oh, he's doing one too?
Holy shit, I had no idea. So that one is live action, computer animated. So it's like the hybrid. And then
Okay.
And then Del Toro. Is Del Toro straight up like the nightmarish one he's doing, or is it like?
I think his is fully animated, but that's all. I don't know much about it, and it doesn't have a release date yet. So
yeah, see that one. Because I hear that one is supposed to be like more faithful, but I don't know. Like,
I mean, at this point, I'll pretty much watch anything Guillermo del Toro does. So
yeah, me too.
I do not care what he adapts. I'm gonna watch it. So.
Yes.
Which also I still want to see his movie that for the studio for some reason like buried in the releasing it the same week as Spider-Man. Nightmare Alley.
Me too, man.
I still want to see that. I don't know why they released it when they did. That was literally the stupidest thing they could have ever done. And it feels like they did it out of spite.
Yeah, man. Like it's a
Somebody's
neo-noir
mad.
by Del Toro.
Yeah,
like,
someone's mad at Del Toro.
Yeah, for sure.
Poor Guillermo.
Fuck movies. Fuck movies. Let's watch Salem's Lot. That's a thing.
Did you see also that Pixar movie, Turning Red? They moved it to a Disney Plus release, and people were really upset about it.
I saw an article today from Variety that said, why is Disney Pixar putting movies directly to streaming? I'm like, go outside for a minute.
I literally was reading, like, I kept seeing, like, you know how on Twitter it'll say like the topic, like movies, and you'll get like a random tweet. I kept seeing ones of people complaining about that movie being moved to streaming, and I wanted to scream. It was making my blood boil.
Like it just
like,
it
do you
baffles
live
me,
under a rock?
Yeah, it baffles me. Like, ugh, why are they? It's
the
also
same
like
fucking idiots that were like, Tenet's got to come out in theaters, can't come out at home.
Also, what makes me laugh is it's not like it's a new Toy Story. Like first of all, have you even, be honest with me, did you even know of this movie's existence until those articles came out?
No,
exactly. I didn't
did.
either. So like, are we really upset about that, or are you just being an entitled piece of shit right now?
The thing too is like I will probably watch it now because I can watch it at home. Like, I was not going to go to the theaters and see Luca. I would not have seen Luca if it did not come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But it did, so I watched it. And like this, like, I just feel like, again, not to go off on a tangent again about movies being released in theaters only, but like, I feel like the people complaining are the people who don't have anybody in their life that there is like immunocompromised or like in any sort of danger from COVID. So they just like don't understand why anybody would possibly not want to go to a movie theater right now. And it's like, I can't just go to a movie theater. Like, I have people in my life that I care about that I don't want to get COVID. Like, yeah, I'm vaccinated and I'm boosted and I'm not super worried about my health being like drastically affected. But at the same time, I also don't want COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it either. Even on top of the fact that I have people in my life that are immunocompromised that I don't want to like spread COVID to because I had to go see a Pixar movie. Like, I also don't want COVID.
Yeah.
It's just like, I just don't get it.
Aside from the obviousness of the situation, let's remove COVID for a second. I think it's a great thing that these movies go to streaming, because if you look at the target demographic, it's usually kids that want to see these movies. So isn't it great that parents who deal with a tremendous amount of stress don't have to try to get the kids dressed, try to get the kids in the car, try to get the kids to the theater, try to pay like at least $40, try to get the kids to shut the fuck up during the movie and then bring them home? Isn't like, I think that's a great convenience that these studios are offering to consumers. Like, it's to me, it's win-win-win.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see issues with it.
I've felt that way before COVID. If I could watch a movie at home, I always prefer to watch it at home. It's a more comfortable environment. I can pause it if I got to go to the bathroom. Like, yeah, there's things I love about going to a movie theater, but to say that a movie is not good unless you see it in a theater, that means that the movie's not good. It has nothing to do with the experience of watching it.
AKA Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. I'm very happy I got to see No Way Home in theaters because it was right before like the big like surge happened again. But like I could have watched it at home and enjoyed it too. It's just I don't get the people that are like so upset about movies being moved to streaming. I think that it's inevitable that we're moving towards that being how movies are released anyway, because I don't think that it's going to be like this forever. I think people at some point are going to stop going to movie theaters very often, and COVID was just like the big like fast forward button on that. So obviously they've made it work. Like it's not like studios are losing tons of money on these streaming movies, like, and I think more people are going to watch them. So if you, especially someone like Disney, who I know makes a lot of fucking money on like their merchandising and stuff, like I said, I still would not have seen Luca if it did not come out on streaming. And because it did, I actually saw it, and more people watched that movie because it came out on streaming. And so like I get it that theaters are good, and like I don't want like the movie theater industry to die because I like going to the movies, but I also am not going to ignore the fact that COVID is happening again right now. Like it's bad.
Yeah. It's there's so much selfishness and entitlement. Like, dude, it's Pixar's Turning Red. Like, is this the hill you're gonna die on?
Is this the movie you're gonna kill your grandma with?
Like,
Pixar's Turning Red.
There certainly must be something better in your life to fight for than this.
There certainly must be.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but I agree with everything you said. Like,
but anyway,
it's smarter.
The only other movie that I completely forgot is coming out that we didn't mention is the Nick Cage movie, the one where he plays himself.
Oh yeah, like the super meta one. Yeah,
the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That's the only one that I've seen that I forgot about.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been loving this Cage renaissance we're having. I've loved everything he's put out so far. So yeah. I'm excited.
Me too. I want this to be his being John Malkovich.
Yo, that would be cool. I think if anyone off the top of my head deserves that, I think it would be Cage.
It's him. Yeah. All right. Is there any other movies that we didn't mention? I don't
nope, they all suck. They're
all bad, so it really doesn't matter. But
I mean, that's like what I was looking forward to. I don't know. I'm sure there's more that we'll figure out, but
yeah. Oh, there's that new Hellraiser. I'll watch that. I think that's coming out on streaming too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they haven't made a good Hellraiser movie in like a very long time, so my hopes are not high, but I will watch it.
Oh sure. I mean, you can't ignore the legacy of these names. Like it's like fuck it. I know it'll probably not be good, but
I don't have the expectations for that I do of like Scream, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, of course. Rip Scream. Carlos Men Scream, yeah.
See it in 4 months when it comes out.
Yeah.
When it's on Peacock.
Oh God. Make way, The Office. Mind Metzia is coming to Peacock.
Oh man. Yeah, I think that's all I got for anticipated movies.
Yeah, I think I retract my entire list and they all suck, and that's it.
And Pixar's Turning Red, Disney Plus only.
Yeah, honestly,
this episode sponsored by
this episode sponsored by Red Pilled Incels. Go on Twitter and bitch about Turning Red.
Oh man,
I'm on. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Silver Screen Fiends podcast. I've been Sam.
I've been Blake.
And hopefully next episode we won't have to talk about the next Pixar movie being sent to Disney Plus.
Yep.
Yeah, but Turning Red podcast now forever.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anyway, good morning, good evening, good night, all of you, especially Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, shout out to Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, dude, just apologize for stealing jokes. Just do it.
I forgive him. He doesn't need to apologize.
Yeah,
I already forgave him.
All right, bye-bye.